Welcome to this Wednesday edition Blue Sky Live. Here with you this morning. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford Studio. Had practice access. Talking about practice. A lot of practice. Helmets, shorts, full roster. We'll break down a good bit of it here with you today. Last couple days prior to Neal heading over, joining, getting very deep inside the Rebels here in about 48 hours. But actually not. You're never going to work under the Inside the Rebels moniker. Are you frustrated by that? Do you wish you had come a little sooner? What do you think?
Oh God. I mean, you just said so many words that I could play with. I mean, when you're that deep inside, yeah, we're a fan.
You may just start the show. You may go.
We probably should.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, it's there.
Yeah, Neal isn't answering. He hasn't decided whether, had he come prematurely, it would have been a different situation. So, all right, we'll be with you. Blue Sky Live here today. Tell you about Blue Sky. They're all over the state of Mississippi, up and down I-55. They're out North Mississippi as well, down in the epicenter. By now you get catering, you get lunch specials, all those different options there with any Sweet Daddies stop along the way, including here in Oxford. You get $5.69 lunch specials, 2 sides of bread, any size fountain drink here locally, and plenty more as well. They can cater any size group you have available. And again, coming through from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are. Clark Ford is in Amory, Mississippi. 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it. Ask for our friend Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours, right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote, and then the rest is up to you. You can shop that quote around, or you can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do. That's hop into a Clark Ford today, 662-257-1900. Guest will join on the Campbell Clinic hotline. I got to remind Chase and myself that Jeffrey won't be with us tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's out of town. He'll be back with us next Thursday. But when others join, it's on the Campbell Clinic hotline. From fractures and sports injuries to complex spine and limb conditions, the pediatric orthopedic physicians at Campbell Clinic in Oxford are the only specialized pediatric orthopedic team in North Mississippi providing expert care for growing bodies. Visit campbellclinicoxford.com to schedule an appointment or call 901-759-3111.
Yeah, I didn't really intend to start that way this morning. Just kind of where my head went as we got going, so it's fine.
Yeah, I was not aware that we were going to that spot.
0 to 100 within
Yeah,
about 9 seconds, somewhere in there.
didn't. So I was unprepared, but luckily I caught myself.
Again, 2 days away. That's all.
Yeah.
Start to get content ready, get things situated for the turnover. People keep asking for codes. We'll have codes on Friday.
Yeah, I'm getting that a lot, and I'm like,
yeah,
Friday.
Patience.
I can't really.
I've been asked that even multiple times this morning already.
Really?
Yeah. Curious about codes. So I'm getting to you. Get along the way. Get going. Appreciate you listening.
I had one of those
deep
life conversations this morning. So I have not talked to anybody about codes. Would have preferred to have talked about codes, probably, looking back on it.
You have found and we're going to get into plenty of football. This is going to be a very football heavy show about practice. And I'm not even making fun. Serious. You have found yourself walking more recently, which means you are on the phone more in personal conversations. It feels like
with my voice.
Yes, correct. Yeah. You've called me a good bit walking the last couple of weeks. You talked to family members, things along those lines. Are you catching yourself catching up with people more because you're killing time on walks versus when you ran every day? Because you seem to be on the phone more.
Yeah, I'm probably talking to people more, and I've had more free time, sort of. Although the last couple of weeks have been pretty busy, as you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't been. It hasn't been a vacation by the pool.
You hadn't been working. I don't know.
I mean,
publicly.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
No, I do not get to pick my own code.
No, they told you the code. That's fine. It's easy. You'll know it.
Yeah.
Probably could guess it even. So, set up on yesterday a little bit. We'll jump into it and we'll hit whatever else. Well, I'm not missing any news from the last 24 hours off the top, am I? Oh, congratulations to Houston Roth. There is that real quick. Congratulations to Houston. He is getting called or was called up yesterday. I think he is appearing between the two games of a doubleheader today. The Orioles play the Blue Jays. So I think
they had a doubleheader yesterday.
Well, maybe it was yesterday then. Okay.
Maybe they traded Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Okay.
He went literally across the hallway yesterday.
Oh, did he really?
He was with the Orioles for game 1. And
I love when that happens. It's like my favorite thing in baseball.
And he pitched for Toronto against the Orioles in game 2.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Mentally, that's weird.
Yeah, he was walking out to the bullpen and all of his former teammates with the Orioles. And when I say former, I meant earlier in the day. Were harassing him.
He was in the scouting meeting for the other team earlier in the day.
Yes.
And then turned around and did it that way. So congrats to him. Houston from Oxford, great family. Was a member of that 2017 class that was number 1 in the country that had the 4 Oxford kids in it. Out of high school, probably unfairly a little overshadowed by Jason Barber and some of the other guys in that class. Ended up being really good for the Rebels, especially in 2019. I remember him having a couple really big moments in that regional during the Went games they won before the 2000 and then 2018 regional. Before that, there against Tennessee Tech. And, it's hard to make the major leagues in any capacity, and that is underselling it times 1,000, what I just said.
That's what I was told Laura this morning, because she knows some family of theirs, and she was like, oh, he made the majors. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, that is so hard to do, just to get there.
To make it and then make it how he did as a 29th round pick is odds beyond, because you essentially have to continually progress or you're going to get cut.
Yeah, because
you have pressure on you every year because they have nothing in you.
Yeah, they're not invested in you financially. If you're a first round pick, you're going to get lots of opportunities.
Yes, you can suck for a while.
Yeah, because there's a lot of money in you. But when you're a 29th round pick, I mean, you are a cup of coffee. You have to literally make yourself a major leaguer. And good for him. It's awesome. It's an incredible accomplishment.
He has averaged way more than a strikeout per inning during his minor league career. He was in really good in AAA this year. He has a 2.45 ERA in AAA right now. So, look, hell of an accomplishment.
My guess, and I don't know this, maybe we can get in the postseason, we can get in the offseason, maybe we can get him on or something. It would be fun to talk about how he got there. My guess is that somebody in that organization became an advocate for him and said, hey, look, if he does whatever, he can do this.
Here's the role.
Because pitching has gone so analytic that, and I don't know him, but I know people who do know him who say he's very bright. And sometimes those guys get in and they understand what the analytics people are trying to say, and things take off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was watching this, and this goes way back before the actual computer analytics. This has always been a part of baseball. I was watching a lot of Cub stuff yesterday, a lot of Ryan Sandberg reflection, and they had that Bob Costas documentary on the Sandberg game. And it was talking about Bruce Sutter, who, when he was with the Cubs early in his career, hurt his arm, didn't tell the Cubs, went and got the arm operated on, came back and didn't have his velocity, and the Cubs were getting ready to dump him. And one of the people in the organization, apparently Sutter has huge hands, said, I think his hands are such that he could throw this split finger fastball. And it came naturally, and his career took off from there. He's a Hall of Famer.
And that was way back.
Yeah. So my point is, they weren't studying spin rates and stuff, but there were people that were in the organization that, I wonder if this guy did this, what it would do.
The Orioles seem to have more patience with downstream college pitchers than other organizations at times. They've been very college heavy, better, very aware of how a pitcher does in the SEC when they see things that could be improved beyond that, but have some success rates.
Yeah.
So it's also showing you the importance of an organization. Gets put in some other organization and doesn't make it just simply because they don't have a lot of patience with that profile of pitcher.
100%.
And
sometimes life, and I'm not saying this to diminish his accomplishment at all. Not even 1/10 of 1%. But there is something to timing and luck in life a little bit.
I have not researched this. I heard Richard say on his show this morning that Houston was the first player from Ole Miss to debut as an Oriole since David DeLucci in the late 90s. But obviously, they've had a lot of others, including 5 this year, by the way.
5 debuts?
They've had 5 this year. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's correct. Yeah, well, I mean, off the top of my head, Rawlison, Roth, Nikhazy, Hoagland, and then...
And Elko.
Yeah. So that's 5. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So just wanted to hit that. Congrats to all the Roths, including Houston.
Tim's on the injured list right now, right?
I think that he got banged up. Yeah, I think I did see that. I have not kept up with that at all day to day, but okay. Football.
You're not.
No. Good. Football. So set up yesterday a little bit. We told you what was coming, and it's what happened. Content of 24/7 Sports. I put up some observations from yesterday. You can find those. Put up quick hits from Kiffin and the video from Kiffin. We'll have plenty more, including some stuff this morning. T, what do you mean? He goes, are you guys missing Super Talk on Spotify too? No, the only thing I do is follow the live stream with Richard Show in the morning when I'm just doing some other stuff. I turn it on the background. I haven't tried to listen from a podcast scenario. Yeah, Neal was credentialed as MPW Digital yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. We hung out. Not at the observation period, at the interview period. So
I was loading the podcast during the observation period, and
it was fine.
Was basically trying to get to Friday.
Yeah. So, okay, we had about 45 minutes. It started a little earlier than expected. That's always a moving target when they get out there.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides were inside the Manning Center for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then the defense went outside for the last 15 minutes or so. Offense stayed inside. And by offense, though, I really mean a couple skill players. Most of the people went outside because, well, the defense needs someone to play against. So you had to send some people out there. That's the way that works. I opted, because that was only one of me, to stay with the offense the entire time, partly because it was inside.
You chose the air conditioning, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Lane would agree with me.
Yes.
Lane would go, no, you made the right call.
Lane stayed
inside.
Of course
you notice offense stayed inside.
Yes.
Defense went outside.
Yes.
Hey, Pete, see you. Enjoy.
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, it was a wise decision on your part.
So that was the viewing. They're in helmets. They're in shorts. There's no contact, obviously. I did think Lane had an interesting quote later on we'll get to about he's going to have more contact, but there was no contact. It's an acclimation period situation there. And we got a little team. When I say team, I mean they were lined up across from each other, and the back 7 covered the receivers and the running backs. And when the running backs took a ball, it was 2-hand touch, and they stopped running. That was kind of how that played out. I'm setting this up for making it aware that observations are under that umbrella. So anything where, hey, this is the best or the worst or anything in between, because I was laughing with Neal a little bit yesterday. And again, this doesn't diminish. I mean, I do think you see guys and you start comparing them. It's not that it was completely meaningless. I don't want to do that because that's not true.
No.
But the problem you have is that it's essentially flag football. And an SEC team is going to look awesome playing flag football.
Yes.
So I don't.
And so, yeah,
if anything, you're helped out by doing 2 decades of this. And I wrote this yesterday I've seen teams where I go, oh my God, you were too slow or too small, or it's not going to work. I have covered. Ole Miss has been a very inconsistent program over the last 2 decades where you've had highs and these access bowls and playoff contenders, and you've had bad teams.
Yes.
And I've seen everything across the gamut, including 6-6.
Yes.
So when I get out there, it's not even really comparing to last year or anything else. It's throughout the system of understanding where they fall in line of my entire tenure covering them. And they look really good.
That's more than fair. Absolutely. Yeah. That was the thing that
because they've been running back situations, especially we've watched in preseason during our time together where you go, oh God.
Yeah, they don't have anybody.
They don't have one.
Yeah. No, there have been times that I remember in 2011 telling you they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
They don't have one. You can't win in this league without a quarterback. They don't have one. I remember saying it to you, looking at you in the face, going, because somebody else was trying to say, this team could win 7 or 8 games. And I was like, no, they can't. They literally can't. I mean, I remember saying, quote, and I was told I was being super negative, this team will be fortunate to win 4 games. And people were like, you're out of your mind. And I'm like, no, what Lane's done, and you see it when you go out there, I wasn't even at practice, you can see it with guys walking around, is over his 5 years, progressively, year over year, they look more like an SEC team than some of Houston's teams late in his tenure. Frankly, a couple of Freeze's teams where they were top heavy.
Yeah.
Certainly Matt's teams, and I don't blame Matt. Consistently, I will say it wasn't his fault. But Lane has changed the way that roster looks. They look more like an SEC team. The part that I'm always hesitant to do, and I know it frustrates people, is get into especially early in camp when everyone like you and I talked about yesterday. Of the 16 teams, I'm guessing that at least 15 and probably all 16 would be really, really good at flag football.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be really good at flag football. Like what you don't know when you're watching some of that, and we'll talk about this in a minute, right, is, okay, so the receiving core is really good. All right, let's take a couple things in mind here. One, the quarterback is back there knowing no one's hitting me.
Yeah. I
don't have to do any of that stuff. And the part that you don't know at that point is, okay, well, are the corners good? Are the corners not good? Are the receivers that good? How different would this be if the defensive line was teeing off on the quarterback? You just don't know a lot of those things. And so to your point, I think you have to be, if you're trying to be objective and fair and not being just over the top with it, I think you have to include so much of that, especially early in camp. And then you also don't have any perspective on how Kentucky looked yesterday or today, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It reminds me a lot of fall baseball. When you go, look at these stats, this guy hit 9 home runs, and I go, okay, well, did the pitcher suck? Because everything you do when you're playing against yourself is if you caught a touchdown pass, somebody gave up a touchdown pass. So what are we doing here? How are we doing it? And I'll come back after the break, and we're going to start with wide receivers because I think that's the ultimate area to present this point from both sides of the thing, including I want to pull up during the break Lane's comment from yesterday because it's revealing it's what I'm going to write about after the podcast today. Is you're doing the yin and yang of everything you see out there. So you can kind of see what they look like just sort of in pads compared to past programs. And then after that, you get into anything else, and it gets a little more hazy on what exactly you're looking at or not. And it's kind of head this off a little bit. We were told yesterday to be careful with depth charts. We've talked about this. Basically, don't write them. We have agreed with that stance. We have told you why that stance is there. We've also were told not to create a list of black jerseys because you're in black jerseys for different reasons. That's typically an injured or limited jersey for Ole Miss. So I'm going to be aware of that while also mentioning those in context that I have to. That is the situation. But
can we have a quick journalism conversation on this one? Just real quick.
Sure.
I totally get the depth chart thing. Totally understand it.
Because there is no depth chart.
Yes.
There are rotations.
They're telling you that this is not a depth chart. And if you report this as a depth chart, you're getting it wrong.
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. I'm good. The black jersey thing I struggle with.
Yeah, because you're seeing it's the problem is that I am seeing a player not really participate in a black jersey, and then I'm asked by my message board what happened with so and so player.
Now you're telling me, hey, you're out here, and this is the part that I struggle with. This is where I'm different than a lot of other people, and I struggle with this. And Kyle and I've had this conversation, so I'm not. This is not like
I know.
me speaking behind his back. if you tell me I'm out there with a press credential on my neck, that means I'm out there as a member of the working media. And I know people go, oh, you're a team site guy. Well, the credential says media.
Yeah. Sam's out there too. Michael's out there too.
If I'm out there as a member of the media and I can't report what I see, why am I there?
Yeah. I get schematic disadvantages, things like that. Like, hey, you're running some crazy ass trick play. Okay. Yeah, I get it.
But for the most part, they don't do that until we're gone.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Right? And so I don't even have a problem with that. Where they're like, okay, well, don't report on schematics. Well, you don't really show us schematics.
Well, it's like Drew says, well, eventually 11 defense players are going to start. Yeah, but literally 3 years ago, Ole Miss played paper, rock, scissors to see which 2 defensive backs started out of that 3.
Yeah.
They played paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons that I think one of the best things.
Now, snap counts, revealing as hell. Once they start playing, well, that dude was out there 82 times. Like Trey Washington, dude never came off the damn field.
Like the way you did snap counts last year was really good. It was, okay, here's what the numbers were. And here's kind of what some of the things mean.
Yeah.
Because there's meaning in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year at tight end, it didn't really matter who started. You knew they were both playing. Priestcorn and Wright. They were both going to play if they were healthy. If one played a whole bunch more than the other, what you could read into it was that somebody was hurt.
Yeah, 100%.
The problem I have is okay, so if a guy's wearing a black jersey and then he's out there 3, 4, 5 practices in a row in a black jersey, I don't have to be a genius to figure out that he's not completely healthy. And so if I report that and they're like, well, that pisses us off, well, then maybe you shouldn't let me see that.
It's a good point right here. I mean, Grind says that because coaches think the media is there for them when they're there for us. Yeah, it's 100%. You're supposed to be a conduit between the two.
Yeah.
It's an interesting conversation. But no, look, I
had this conversation with Tommy Tuberville way back in the day when he was covering. He came in and he was like, he was having trouble with a couple of media outlets reporting everything they saw. Practice was wide open at Auburn. And he's like, what do I do? And I said, look, man, if you don't want something seen,
close it up.
Don't let us see it.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, some of you play with the rules better than others.
Then punish them.
And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you on that. That's a you problem.
Well, that's across the SEC issue and everything is that you don't punish the offender. You punish everyone when that happens. There's no singled out to who actually commits the felony.
Yeah.
It's an all encompassing thing.
So I struggle with the black jersey part of it. Like I would have, had I been there for that meeting, I would have said, well, no, wait a minute.
Yeah, let me give you a good example after the break. I've got a great example of this both ways, and that leads into the conversation we're going to have. So we'll do that in a second. First, NeSpark, the fastest, most reliable fiber internet option available. Whether you're streaming the Rebels or connecting with family and friends, they offer both residential and business packages with speeds up to 2 gigabits. To learn more, register for service. That's nespark.com. NeSpark. Get connected. Stay local.
We're brought to you by our friends at Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating, different names, same great people, products, and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, South Haven, those areas, call Southern 662-429-4429. We're brought to you by Lapel's Dry Cleaning. They've got you covered for dry cleaning, laundry done right. Proudly serving the Oxford community since 2016. Lapel's takes care of everything from suits and formal dresses to comforters, everyday laundry, and more. They offer free pickup and delivery. Just call 662-638-3149 to be added to their pickup and delivery route, or visit them at 3010 Old Taylor Road, right across from the Mark Condominiums. Mention MPW Digital. You get 50% off your first order. Trust Lapels to keep you looking your best. Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? Should you consider Roth conversions? These are just some of the questions that can only be answered with a personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Sego Wealth Management, specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. Whether you meet at his office in Collierville or prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting and see what he can do for you. It's rebelsretire.com. And we're brought to you by Arnett's Fine Jewelry. It's a 4th-generation jeweler located in the old Lamons Jewelry Building on North Lamar Avenue in Oxford. They offer expert jewelry repair, diamond engagement rings, wedding bands, stackable diamonds, genuine stone bands, pearls, color stones, diamond jewelry, and more. It's great for gifts, birthdays, graduations, anniversaries, push presents, and more. Arnett's wants to be your jeweler.
Podcast brought to you by New Albany Pharmacy and Solutions. They brought us our SEC Media Days coverage and staying with us hopefully for a long time. 140 Fairfield Drive there in New Albany. Contact them 662-539-7777. Family-owned pharmacy with Michael and Lauren Warren. Excellent service, wide range of gifts for all ages, as well as home decor, jewelry, and plenty more. You heard about them. Tell them you heard about us. Heard about them on the podcast, MPW Digital, however you want to say it. 15% off any non-medical purchase. That's newalbanypharmacy.com. New website up and running there. Got a couple drive-through windows. Got a lot of ways to take care of you there with their community pharmacy in New Albany. Again, that is newalbanypharmacy.com. So, okay, is an example because
all right.
And this gets less so once the season starts. The real version of what we're talking about is during the season when you know it's injury related for sure.
Yes.
Like here's a couple examples in both directions. Daquan Wright was in a black jersey yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, Ole Miss had Luke Haas already out with an injury. Daquan Wright lived in a black jersey last year. I don't know that I saw him in a red jersey the entire.
Come to think of, as I think about it, you're right.
He every single time.
Mm-hmm.
A push present is what you get somebody having a child. However, he was not limited in any capacity that I could tell with my own eyes during our practice viewing. He was in there and running routes and fine. He was available to the media yesterday. Mm-hmm. He seemed perfectly healthy.
I talked to
Daquan. Seemed perfectly fine yesterday.
He was very, very pleasant.
He was not hurt. To the best of our knowledge, he was cool. So I think his is more precautionary of, hey, let's not hit Daquan Wright right now. Thank you. Let's stay the hell away from Daquan Wright because we need him. Don't need anything happening to him. Okay, I get that.
Sure.
So if you're right, Daquan Wright was in a black jersey because of injury, you were incorrect. You do not know that is true.
Right.
Because he wasn't even limited.
Right.
He was just simply in a black jersey. Okay.
Could be he likes the color black. And
Caleb Cunningham was in a black jersey. I was not aware of any injury to Caleb Cunningham. He looked fine running around, best I could tell. There.
He did not go through spring, so maybe
this acclimation thing
could be
again. Lot of room here.
Right.
On the other side, Patrick Kutas, the offensive lineman from Arkansas, the transfer.
Yep.
I did not see him participate in any team drills yesterday. He was not wearing a black jersey.
It's possible that he participated in the team drills after you were gone, right?
Is it possible he was banged up? Is it possible that they are protecting him because he's a guy with some past injury issues and they're just getting him acclimated in some way? I don't know. And Lane sure as hell ain't answering that question. No. So it's point being, any definitive thing that you imply from that is potentially incorrect.
Yeah.
However, not going, hey, these dudes kind of interesting. They're in black jerseys. It could mean anything. Well, I mean, okay. Is that changing the calculus?
Well, what I'd love to know is, are there people there who go and look at everything that everyone wrote and make a list of what violations the media committed? And is there a bar that we must stay below?
Well, I playfully kind of ribbed Kyle yesterday because they brought all the media in a room after we got done with the availability and was going through kind of the schedules. It wasn't just like, hey, don't do this. There was a lot of stuff to it. But he had talking points in order. He goes, hey, we got 11 practices. That's potentially the most in the SEC. He said a couple people only have 2. Alabama and Georgia are doing 7 each, but we've got 11 different things. They're all going to kind of look like this. And he was go ahead and getting out ahead of
the protest.
Of the protest, yes. I do not anticipate getting any Saturdays throughout camp, to the best of my knowledge. I do not expect any coaches to be available outside of that one day with coordinators whenever that day comes.
That's correct.
To the point of even I was curious about an off-field staffer yesterday to help supplement a story, and I will be moderately surprised if I am granted that interview.
I will be beyond moderately surprised.
Okay.
I will be.
I was pleading my case that it is a
shocked.
very narrow context that I'm wanting this for, and I will ask nothing but this narrow context. But
I will be shocked.
Okay. I will too.
frankly.
Yeah. So probably going to write that bad boy without it here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's probably what's
But
going
I mean, it would, yeah, but
point being, sorry.
that's the ship he runs. I don't like have some monumental problem with it. Don't get me wrong, but I've always been, and I know this makes me a dinosaur. I get it, but I'm right. If I'm out there with a media credential and you're limiting what I can report, then I shouldn't be out there, because now you're telling me that I'm not out there as a media member. And so I go, well, then what am I out there as? What am I doing?
A megaphone to put forth the things we want you to put forth.
I'm out there as a propagandist, and I don't want to go there. So that's the pushback that I get into, that I don't think coaches understand. But like what you just did with explaining, and you did that in writing too, the black jersey part
Could mean a lot of stuff.
is that, hey, it could mean a lot of things. They were in these shirts. You should not assume this means that they're all hurt, because they all are not hurt.
No, Lane pointed out yesterday they're much healthier than they were this time a year ago, frankly.
Yeah.
I think everybody was present and accounted for that was notable yesterday outside of Haas and then anyone involved in the Memphis situation. That was TJ Banks, MJ Preston, and Dante Core. Those were the three that.
And where this is frustrating for me is that if I were covering the New Orleans Saints or the Cincinnati Bengals or the Seattle Seahawks, I would not have these limitations, and I don't. Or if they had a practice where they didn't want you to see something, they would close it.
Which they do. Yeah.
You know, they would just close it, but they don't put the media in that weird world of, okay, you're here as a working member of the media, but you can't report on what you see. I find it to be a conundrum. I know that of the people that are watching us right now, 200 plus people, they very few of them probably agree with it being a conundrum, because we don't work in our field.
Yeah, sure. So let's dive in a little bit. I think wide receivers is the perfect place to start, because you're going to see a lot of publicity out of that wide receiver group based off yesterday's practice and names and whatnot. And they did. They looked damn good yesterday. Ole Miss's wide receivers as a group, they look deep. They look talented. They look really good. There's no doubt about that based off one game, one practice, and helmets and shorts and whatnot.
You have really gotten where you love the word deep. That has become that's a word for you. That
I'm a company man.
Yeah.
Just trying to get by.
Yep.
So I was looking for the exact quote here from Lane, because I thought his quote's a good way to. He says here, it was actually a question about Simmons, which I didn't remember that being the case. But he says they've had a good offseason. They were here in the spring. A lot of those receivers have had good careers already, very prolific receivers. Those guys have done a really good job together. I'd like to hope I'm not wrong. Very well could be the strength of the team. That was Lane Kiffin's quote about the receivers yesterday. He needs them to be, because your running back room is kind of weird. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And they do. They look very damn talented. Stribling looks good. Harrison looks good. Wallace, whatever we're calling him. We're calling him Harrison Wallace, not Trey, right? Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I heard the opposite yesterday, but I couldn't.
His name tag said Harrison.
It did.
But the other players were calling him Trey, and that's what was throwing me off.
I thought I heard him tell a media person that he wanted to be called Trey.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong.
Okay.
I will ask for that clarification.
Okay. Either way.
Yes.
They look really good. Winston Watkins was popping off yesterday. Really, really good. I thought he had one of the better days. Traylon Ray had a hell of a day. Maybe looked better than the rest of them. He was good. I mean, he's an outside threat. They moved Caleb Odom to a lot of stuff inside toward the line of scrimmage. Lane admitted that, we're looking at that maybe down the road. I mean, this is the Pollyanna version of Lane, but he goes, look, might be a good thing. We get Haas back, and suddenly we got Odom with a bunch of different looks, and suddenly you got some different stuff. And it's like,
sure,
maybe.
Well, I mean,
it's a silver lining in there.
Sometimes you're given lemons, and I don't know if you've heard of this, but sometimes you make lemonade.
Try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But they were using Odom in a lot of stuff with almost like H-back kind of stuff, like trying to get him lost in traffic right past the line of scrimmage, a lot of inside stuff. And he is one big-ass body. I mean, good grief. He's a big target.
Big kid. Yep.
So I liked some of the creativity on one day in shorts that they were doing with Odom around the line of scrimmage. That made a lot of sense. Again, Watkins was great. They look like they have a ton of depth because I ignored Caden Lee. I know what Caden Lee is going to do. I simply never even watched him. I didn't care. You know what you got over there. It's cool.
Yeah.
And they looked very deep. Okay. Again, it's like fall ball here. And again, maybe they're all awesome. Maybe Austin Simmons is about to throw for 4,800 yards this season.
Yeah.
Possible.
I mean, that dish is on the menu.
Yeah. I'll get to him in a minute. But Ole Miss's two biggest question marks on this team right now are offensive line and secondary, in my opinion. You can disagree, but
I would add linebackers to that.
I'll tell you what I thought about linebacker, and maybe I end up eating my words, and I wrote it in a way that was not negative because I don't know. We'll see what they are. They are going to have to do a really good job of using angles because they are not as big as past seasons. They are a smaller group. They're maybe the one spot on the field where Ole Miss doesn't look like a top half elite SEC football team with bodies. That's the one place where I kind of go, oh no, you just look kind of safety-ish at that spot.
And that's a bit of a trend. And they could be at the front of the trend line on that.
Yeah, because it's more pass heavy and you're trying to get speed
guys
and
into
angles
coverage
and all those things. Yeah. So it might be a positive, but I did notice that. But point I'm making is that secondary, as we talked about yesterday, brand new in every way. They don't have Trey Amos. You don't have that guy right now who has proven he's going to shut down a part of the field. You've got yesterday Antonio Kite and Chris Graves running out there first at corner. Again, no depth chart, just telling you who went out there.
Sounded like a depth chart to me.
It was not a depth chart. Pointing out that Graves is a guy who had gotten into the portal, decided to come back, and didn't start last year, to the best of my knowledge, in a game. And then Kite was at Auburn playing a lot of safety even at times. He was at corner. They've shuttled in Ricky Fletcher a lot. They like him a lot out of South Alabama. The kid from Missouri State was playing linebacker a good bit. His name is slipping my mind right now.
Chambers.
Yeah, there you go. Taj Chambers. They had a bunch of stuff in the back seven that was brand new. And that is what is so interesting to me from camp, and maybe is the most interesting thing as we progress toward August 30th in the opener, is that the wide receivers look great. Well, it's against guys who we don't know what they are yet. So does that mean something negative about the secondary? Does it not? And there's literally no way to answer that question right now.
No.
It's just posing it up there with a big question mark and going, we'll see. As we get more proof, as we see more snaps, as the sample size gets going in some larger capacity at that point, because we just simply do not know what that looks like in a total standpoint of receivers against DBs and where we are at that point. That remains my biggest question is the secondary. They run a bunch of guys out there. They believe and hope they have depth because they were really shuttling from a rotation standpoint. Like if you tried to do a depth chart with the secondary right now, you would be laughed off the field in every way because it was dudes all over the place, multiple positions.
Well, they wanted to get some stuff on film. They want to look.
And I've already seen a media outlet do it and go, here's where this guy was at Star and whatever. And it's like they were.
Who did it?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. You would recognize the logo.
Oh.
You would. You created it. This guy played this position and whatnot, and it's that deal where, because I am, and again, I don't know why I'm so hesitant here because I feel like supposed to go, well, you're negative. I'm not negative. I'm interested. There's a difference.
I'm
having
exactly
like this
right.
mental thing because, like Sage Ryan, it's a good example here.
Yeah.
Sage Ryan.
I talked to Sage yesterday for 5 minutes.
Very talented.
Yeah.
Looks the damn part. Looks great getting off the bus. All the stuff.
Sure.
Has flashed throughout his career.
Sure.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. Experienced player.
Uh-huh. Ole Miss needs him to be better consistently than he was at LSU last year. And maybe he is. But that is what's required. And that's why the secondary is a question mark to me because there's two things, depending on what player we're talking about, that they have to do. And it's either somebody at a lower classification or a lower conference has to come up and transition quickly and be what you expected him to be during the portal and the recruiting process. He has to be that. Or he came from an SEC or a Power 4 program and has to be more consistent.
Yeah.
There are very few guys, there's a few, but there are very few guys who you just go, no, I will take the exact production he had last season. On defense, for the most part, there aren't any of those guys. I mean, think about it. Like Prince Will Amon-Mialon looks great. If you dive into his analytics, he was getting after the quarterback and doing some things, and you understood why they signed him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got 1.5 career sacks. Deshaun Womack needs to be a little more consistent than he was at LSU. He was not an impact defensive end.
He flashed.
Yeah, he flashed.
No, it's the pitcher that at AAA has 2 pitches, and you're like, and there's a third pitch that he's working on. And for him to be an effective major leaguer to get through a lineup twice, he's got to throw that third pitch more effectively. And he can, but he hasn't yet. That's that. That's where they are. It's interesting. It's why I think you saw you mentioned it briefly. Lane was asked yesterday about will you be more physical this year in camp than you were a year ago, and his answer was essentially yes. We'll have to. They're going to have to look at some things. They're going to have to do some things. They don't have as many proven commodities. Doesn't mean that they don't have a better team. But you knew when you added Princely Amon-Mialon and you added Walter Nolan and Pooh Paul and Trey Amos.
You know what you're getting.
You knew exactly what you were getting because you'd seen them do it in that league.
Uh-huh.
They'd done it at Florida, at Texas A&M, at Arkansas, at Alabama. They played SEC teams. You knew what you were getting.
This is why, and it's not a comparison on the bad finish to that year or anything else, because that 22 team was talented. I mean, I think, as Neal said, and kind of brought me back a little bit correctly, we are over-exaggerating some fall off in 22. That
100%.
was a team that was a ball in the air from beating Alabama and being 8-1.
Yes.
I mean, that ball was thrown in the air, and if it's called, they win.
I think they would have been 9-1, but yeah.
Yeah. Maybe so. Yeah.
And then the Auburn stuff happened. They kind of
anyway,
let
point
go.
Being
and it
here,
all fell apart.
but this reminds me of that from this situation because, take a guy who was on our network, Troy Brown, Central Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
You went, hey, how's he going to translate? They like him, could do stuff, but what exactly is that going to look like? And you go, I don't know. Well, frankly, at that point, Jackson Dart had played a bunch at USC, but I don't know. Is he going to be an all-timer or is he just going to be okay? Hey, is Michael Trigg going to figure it out? No.
Well, and at first...
Got Chris Marshall. Kicked him off the game.
Yeah, at first with Jackson, it didn't look like he was going to be an all-timer until all the lights came on.
Mm-hmm.
Took a minute. You just don't know.
I am bullish on the Ole Miss defensive line. I really like Jam Brown and Eccles and some of those guys a lot.
No, they have
Xavier Harris.
They have SEC bodies, including SEC bodies who've played some.
Yeah, I think that group, I get it's not going to be the flash of Ivy and Nolan and whatnot, but that's a really, really solid group.
Yeah, no, my question on defense is
it's back seven.
It's the back seven.
Mm-hmm. No, that group's good.
I don't know that they're as deep as they were a year ago, but I think that applies everywhere now. I think
deep is hard. Yeah, it's just not. I didn't even mean it that time. It's hard to do.
It is.
It really is. That's something that even they're struggling with everywhere. Running backs yesterday, they all rotated in nonstop. I don't know. I told Neal I thought Logan Diggs looked really healthy. Again,
he said more time.
That's what I got. I talked to him yesterday. He was talking about, and I'll have a pretty good feature on him. He was really good to talk to yesterday. He was great. But he was mentioning just the freedom he felt not having a brace on. That for a running back, not having to put a brace was such a different mental
and
situation.
He talked about this in the spring. Getting mentally over that injury takes a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to let go of that reservation in your mind. And when you get hurt like that and you spend that amount of time in rehab and all of that stuff, you don't want it to happen again, and you do think about it. You just do. And I will say this, people in the building yesterday, there was a lot of buzz about Kejuan Lacey. the Missouri transfer.
Oh, really?
A lot of buzz about him. Now, that doesn't mean anything necessarily. I mean, look, I'll point out an example. 2 years in a row, there was a hell of a lot of buzz about Aiden Williams.
He looked great in practice.
I mean, there was and people.
He did. He some one-on-ones. That dude.
And people talked about it.
Yeah.
And you all know the rest of that story. He's at Mississippi State now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you do have to be
aware,
careful with it. That's all. I don't know how we got into the world where careful is negative. I don't know how that is. I mean, I do know how. And I do think I don't think with our audience, honestly, to be honest, I do think there's an element of fandom, not Ole Miss fandom, any fandom, that wants the media to tell them your team is going to be awesome. It's what you want to hear. It's like a sugar rush. And then if they are awesome, great. And if they're not awesome, it's easier to get mad at that media guy than it is the people that you cheer for.
Mm-hmm. A little more running backs in a second. We'll tell you quickly about G&M Pharmacy, 662-236-2222. They deliver locally in the Oxford area, and they offer medicine. Free prescriptions same day each month. Take care of you. One trip to the pharmacy, one delivery. You have everything you need when you need it with G&M. So whether you're in the Holly Springs area or Oxford, check them out and let them help you. Again, that's 662-236-2222.
We're also brought to you by the College Corner. They've got autographed footballs, helmets in stock, all the gear you could want as we get closer and closer to the season. They've got all the colors, all the brands, all the styles that you love as you get ready to gear up for the football season. 2 locations in the Jackson area, one here in Oxford, big location, very nice, right off of Sisk Avenue in the Oxford Commons. You can also check out their website, collegecornerstore.com. We're brought to you by Argent Wealth. Call Argent Wealth's 401k advisory services team today. They'll conduct a complimentary, no-obligation benchmarking and analysis of your current 401k plan. Mention that you heard about Argent Wealth on MPW Digital. Get 10% off your first year's fees. We're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. John's part of Virtuoso, a worldwide network of travel partners that allows him to supply his clients with added values, unique benefits simply not available to other travelers. John traveled the globe for 37 years before he got into the business. He knows the extra attention that's needed to make a special trip one that creates a lifetime of unique memories. So get in touch with him, give him some parameters, give him a budget. That's really important. And he'll give you some options. And know this, you don't have to live in or near Memphis to take advantage of his services. 901-494-3387 or jedwards@regencytravel.net. Get the beautiful, healthy smile you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. Schedule your appointment today. Take the first step toward a better version of yourself at corinthdental.com.
Yeah, I mean, Lacey got a lot of ones yesterday. I told you he would be hell in a flag football game. There's no doubt he is shifty. He's really good.
And the thing is if you wouldn't be hell in a flag football game, you can't play in the SEC.
There's no doubt that Lacey and Diggs are 2 guys they are counting on this season. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
Like I said, I like him as a person, but I think Logan Diggs is going to be better. I do.
Lane got asked the schematic question about Austin running. I thought that was funny.
He was really trying to be nice. He
answered it as nicely as he could have.
Because he goes, that's kind of he said schematic or whatever.
Schematics. Yeah.
And he goes, and a little bit in the reporter's defense, like it is, but come on, like, do you need to be careful with Austin running because your backup situation is difficult at the moment?
But duh.
Yes, duh.
I mean, the answer to that is yes.
He would have liked if Dart not to have been as involved in the running situation.
But he had Austin Simmons behind him.
He did.
And this year he doesn't have Austin Simmons behind Austin Simmons.
No,
And so he's going to have to be careful running the quarterback, and you get back into the offensive line. Can they protect him long enough to take advantage of all the receivers? And those are questions that could be answered with a yes, and they could be answered with a no, and we don't know yet.
What I was going to say about Lacey is he looks comfortable. He looks good. He did as much yesterday as you could do in shorts and look like an SEC running back. There's no doubt about that. I understand why people were buzzy on him yesterday. I get it. I saw it. I thought Weldon Rotenberg had a good point. Podcast for Rippy that's up on the site, MPW Digital this morning and 24/7 Sports. I was listening just while I was editing. I wasn't listening to the show, but the part I caught where I was trying to find a place to put an ad break in was, and I think he was talking about Lacey, but if he wasn't, it still would apply, was why do running backs sometimes take big jumps between year one and year two? And a comment that Weldon had was that they start to learn a little bit of improvisation, that when you're in year one, you're just literally doing by the book what it calls for you to do and almost stressing about it, trying to follow your keys and just get in there and get a little action. And as you start to progress with a little experience or comfort in some ways, you can start just reacting and playing. And that sometimes that takes a long time for a running back to stop looking at the way it's drawn up and just react and play football. And that sometimes 1 year to two, that is what happens there. As that happens. Yeah, Dart will slide with the Giants or he will get fined. So that is what is going to happen.
Significant fines.
He has been told, no, you will not take on the linebacker. You're going to lose that one. Love you, but not.
Right. It was lucky at Ole Miss a couple of times that he didn't lose.
He took some shots.
I mean, there were a couple of times where I was like, that just wasn't a bright move right there. He's competitive as hell, but the NFL will fine you. They will say, no, no.
That play late when they were going to lose the game in Baton Rouge, and he took off and got just drilled in 22.
Oh, yeah.
Down there. The game was kind of over, and they were just running it out late.
It was over.
Yeah.
They were done.
Yeah.
I remember that play.
You don't want to take the competitiveness out of him, but
he got blown,
gotta be smart.
He got blown up on that play.
Yeah. I asked multiple players yesterday about just the portal weirdness, and you predicted this yesterday, that it's become so commonplace that it's not as big of a deal, because in the past they were almost like big-eyed going, this is weird, like I'm whatever. And I was talking to Stribling, really nice guy yesterday, first time I talked to him, and he's like, I mean, yeah, but he's like, we're all kind of new and whatever, and I mean, it's fine, just another place. He's like, everybody's been nice. He goes, the bigger thing, and Damian Taylor said this too, was that they are seeing quickly, and this is where Ole Miss, for the most part, has done well and has gotten good reputations. And one of the things why they're good in the portal is that he said, it's exactly what they told me it was going to be.
Yeah.
He goes, that's actually the thing that I'm noticing. And he goes, you talk to some friends and people, and you don't always see that. It's that they laid out exactly how this was going to look, and it is how it has looked to this point. And I
think it's not to switch sports or to get way, way, way ahead, because it's way too early to make this prediction. But I think it's why you're going to see Chris Beard's going to do really, really well with portal players over the long haul. Because I think there's a lot of truth in advertising.
Start talking, too. I mean, hey, so-and-so said if you go, hey, it's what you think.
Yeah.
You're good. That goes for culture. That goes for paying. That goes for all of it. Because every year you got schools coming where they go, hey, that check didn't come.
Well, and not to get into the whole recruiting conversation, but this is where Lane's better at this part of it. He's good at, I think, honest transactional recruiting. Here's what we want you to do,
there's no doubt.
And here's what we'll pay you. This is what we expect. There's no guarantee. If you do this, this is what you'll get. This is what you do.
Yeah.
The high school stuff, it requires a little bit more of the whole schmoozing and relationship thing, and it just
the pictures,
a lot of the goofy stuff. I'm not saying he doesn't do it or he doesn't have to do it, but I don't think you have to be a body language expert to see which is more comfortable.
What time is that Baylor-Auburn game on opening day?
It's a Friday night game, I think.
It's Friday night?
I'm almost positive it's a Friday night game.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure.
It's August 29th.
That's a Friday.
You want to go live?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm curious.
I mean, yeah.
Why not?
I mean, yeah.
You ain't got shit to do now.
No. I mean, no. And you know what? I think I'll be here by myself because I think Laura will be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, sorry.
I think that's like a fraternity bid day thing.
Yeah, it was Sammy's fault. I got sidetracked. So,
did you see? What's the Baylor coach? What's his name?
Dave Rand.
Did you see his answer about like midgets and stuff? It was so weird.
He got asked about midgets?
No, he got asked this question and he went on this weird answer. You have to go find it. It was weird.
You're not supposed to say midgets.
I'm sorry.
Not you, but him.
Okay. I was
I mean, did he say midgets?
I can't keep up with all the rules anymore.
Did he say midgets?
I think he said something about midgets.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. All right. So anyway, running backs, that's the situation. They look good. I mean, they didn't pop off as not having talent. And that's job one on day one. Like I said, we've seen that. They did not look like that.
No, I definitely covered Ole Miss teams that I didn't think they had a running back on the campus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing.
So you're going 11-1. So you're.
I was asked yesterday how many games do I feel like they were going to win. I said somewhere between 7 and 11, and I feel very confident in that answer here at this point. Offensive line wise, again, Kutas not playing was kind of Kutas. Where is the accent?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I just wondered. All the Arkansas NIL dollars. I thought at some point they'd tell you how to pronounce his name.
I just skipped to baseball.
Okay.
You know that.
Fair.
Florida football. I mean, Florida basketball, Arkansas baseball, ULM football.
Now that Terry's going.
Yeah, now he's gone because got my guy there now.
You like Brian?
Yeah, we're good. We're friends.
Yeah, friend of the pod. So,
hey, Florida, I got him a national title.
You did. They did literally win.
I mean, I paid for Alex Condon and we won the title. Look at us.
Yeah, I'm seeing this. He was they have the video. I don't see a transcript. But Aranda was speaking at the Texas High School Football Coaches Association convention. And when speaking about the current recruiting landscape, said he felt the need to cite the famous scene from The Wolf of Wall Street where little people were thrown through the air by staffers. So let's just hit play and enjoy again. I haven't. Nick Harris, who works for the Forward Star Telegram, said he gave one of the most bizarre answers to a question he's ever heard.
Yes. So, it was.
Dave's had a bit of a topsy-turvy tenure there in Waco. It's been good and it's been bad. Offensive line situation, again, whatever's going on there, if he's a swing, they played Townsend a lot yesterday, played Wilkin a lot yesterday, obviously Jaden Bryson. They had John Wayne Oliver taking a lot of center snaps yesterday. That's a switch a little bit. He came in as a tackle, but he was doing some backup center stuff, or at least along with Bryson. And then you've heard nothing but positives, and he does look the part as freshman Devin Harper out of Shreveport. Good looking dude.
When in doubt, just recruit kids from North Louisiana. Everything's going to go well.
No matter what, right?
I mean, they're just that I-20 corridor produces greatness. Everybody knows it.
Where'd Shay go to school?
Yeah, but he wasn't really from there.
Okay.
It's got to be in your blood.
Wasn't in Shay's blood?
No.
Don't think so.
I mean, you Mississippians are that way a little bit. If you're not from there, doesn't really matter how long you've been there.
You can't inherit it.
You're not one of them. Yeah.
And he's probably exaggerating, but it's one of my. He actually wrote it a couple days ago, but I've heard him say it before. It was Marshall Ramsey talking about one of his first speaking engagements when he got to Mississippi, and he said he was talking to like this library club or literary club or something. And he said it was all women or whatnot. And he comes in and he says something right off the top because my first sentence did not fit in whatsoever. And said, woman goes, "You're not from around here, are you?" He goes, "No, I'm from Atlanta." And she goes, "That's what I thought, a Yankee." I guess. Yeah. Went okay.
A Yankee.
Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't see the kickers yesterday, but Ole Miss apparently has a good one. He was great at Western Kentucky,
yeah,
so I assume that he will be very good here too. He's preseason All-SEC.
Yeah.
We know nothing about the punter other than he's Australian, but we'll see.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
My prediction.
Well, a couple years ago, they brought in the dude from the fraternity house.
That's true.
Charlie Pollock.
That's true.
Who then hung on as a holder for a while.
He did.
It's an interesting test case there over a few years for good teams. That wasn't like when Orgeron in one of his early years signed 3 kickers and had 3 kickers all on scholarship at the same time.
That's not good management.
He just kept bringing in kickers from everywhere because he had Will Mosley and then he had, oh God, what was their kid's name? Hinkle or something. And then, there was like 3 or 4 just kept rotating in. Like he had one for long field goals, one for kickoff, one for short field goal. Like it was a mess.
Yeah, that's not.
I could define it's a mess for a lot of
not good management.
Ed Orgeron tenures, however. Oh. What do you think? You just look at the text.
Oh, let's see.
What do you think?
I'm trying to pull it out. I like it.
You like it?
You don't?
I haven't. No, I'm good. I didn't mean it negatively. I need to look at it for a second. It's complicated. Sorry. Anyway, we can do this in a minute. I apologize. So, I'm trying to think what I haven't taught. People in the stream, any other questions about camp yesterday? What do you got?
It looks better on your phone than it looks on the laptop.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're not getting overly outside the box with new site names. We're trying to keep this simple and aware. And we'll talk a lot on Friday about why and whatnot. I'll get that. I'll get that. Get that to you. So anyway, that's really kind of it from yesterday. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Again, I have some linebacker questions. Curious how they sort in snap counts on those guys. Daugherty and Perkins look like Daugherty and Perkins again. There's no reason to question those things.
Well, they don't play for a month.
We also don't get another access point after Friday until next Thursday, so be aware of that too.
Yeah, we get a viewing opportunity next Tuesday, and then after that, it'll be all right.
I don't know who's running as the backup quarterback because Chambliss and Maddox both took a lot of snaps. They were kind of interchangeable there. This is a duh statement that means both things, one positively and negatively. The fall off beyond Simmons is very drastic right now.
Yeah.
It's anyone without football acumen could pick out which one's the starting quarterback watching them play.
Yeah.
That means Austin's really good potentially, and that means they got some work to do. I did think, considering his injury and lack of snaps over the last months, that Maddox looked pretty good. Maddox has a better arm than Chambliss for sure, not close. And I thought he looked reasonably comfortable yesterday. I was out on an island. I heard multiple other media members talk about they thought Chambliss was ahead of Maddox, and I did not see that simply because I think Maddox has a ceiling that's higher. And I think Chambliss, there's certain throws that I don't know that he can make at the SEC level if needed. Again, one practice, we'll continue to watch, but there was some stuff that just looked a little too loopy for me down the field.
I want to say something. It's not worth it. It just
hope the kid does well.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It has nothing to do with anything personal, but you're asking the question about the quarterbacks, and I think Maddox has a higher ceiling. That is what I believe.
I think there's a certain degree of hype that gets kicked in, and then you have to try to justify the hype. When the answer is maybe don't hype.
Yeah, Maddox has not had a lot of experience, but you understand why. I mean, you look at it and go,
sure. Oh, there's a world where he's
really good in 2 years.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, that's traditional quarterback development.
I'm trying, when I was looking at them, I'm looking at them going, hey, who can start games in this league? And I thought Maddox down the road could possibly start games in this league.
I think that's fair. Yeah. You wouldn't want him doing it now.
Yeah, now, I mean, Austin sprains an ankle and needs a minute. I don't know what they're doing. No idea. But
they're taping the ankle.
They're taping the ankle.
But look, in today's college football where guys leave, that's pretty much the way it is everywhere. There aren't going to be a lot of college football teams, Ole Miss, anywhere else, that have this depth of quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah. No.
Really good quarterbacks are going to get in the portal and leave.
Almost every team has, hey, if my starting quarterback gets hurt, I am screwed.
Yeah, I mean, I was asked the other day, like, what happens if Austin Simmons is as great as some people think and he goes pro. I'm like, well, then that'll be awesome for them because that will mean that they had a great season in all likelihood.
And it means they will go get one out of the portal.
And it means they'll go get one out of the portal and take the money that they would have had to pay Austin.
Because even if Maddox is good, they're going to go get one out of the portal.
Yeah.
You need 2 quarterbacks.
Well, and I mean, look, in a world where Austin is awesome and stays another year, he's not going to stay for the same price.
No.
I mean, he's just not. So, you know.
We had that 20-minute thing during the Georgia game when everybody wanted Simmons to stay in and play the rest of the game. We would have seen a lot more. We have a lot better idea right now what's going on.
Oh, you know a lot more. I was one that was telling everybody that if Jackson Dart has a pulse, he's going to play. And I had people go, well, you can't put him back in. I'm like, yes, yes.
He's your quarterback.
Have you looked at his body of work? Like, what world are you living in?
I would have worried for Lane's safety had he walked to Jackson and go, nah, just take the rest of the night off. We're going to ride with Austin here.
Because Jackson, had a helmet in his hand. He
I don't think Jackson even asked if I'm going back in. He just went and got in the huddle.
And he'd earned that right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we? I mean, that day
you slap Austin on the butt and go, hell of a job, bud.
That day in the press box, I was listening to people and I was just going, are you insane?
Yeah. It was a legitimate conversation down like the line a little bit of what do you do here?
You were worried that I was like going to hit somebody, I think. I was like, are y'all nuts? I mean, I was flummoxed. I mean, yeah, you put Austin. I mean, you tell him thank you.
Yeah.
Great job. Stay ready. But he's going back in.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no world where God, no. I mean, what would the message be?
Uh-huh. I know.
So you've been my guy, but this guy had one drive, and now you're not my guy anymore. I mean, that's fickle.
Yeah.
So. And then Dart came in and played a really damn good football game.
He did. He was very smart. He played a good game from that point. So banged up. Ankle wasn't good. So. All right, we'll take our last break. Continue to tell you this week about Totsford, Oxford's brand new indoor play space opening in September. It includes a fun-size Walk of Champions where you can march with pride, a mini grow perfect for pint-sized tailgaters, and even a double-decker bus with a slide for endless adventures. Everything loved about Oxford, shrunken down and designed for your kids and grandkids to play, socialize, and explore in a safe, air-conditioned, or heated environment as needed. Perfect place for the next generation to make memories, rain or shine, until Friday, August 1st, giving you an opportunity to become a permanent part of that with offering commemorative bricks for the Walk of Champions. Customize a brick for your little one and pave the way for better play in Oxford. So again, that is totsford.com, TOTSFORD.com.
It's well written. Did you write that or did somebody write it for you?
Yeah, I did not write that. No.
It's well done.
I can't take credit.
It's really well done. Credit to them. We're brought to you by Parrish Brewing Company. Right out of Broussard, Louisiana. Their simple goal is to make awesome craft brewed beer, and they do it remarkably well. They've got Dr. Juice, got Ghost in the Machine, Pescador, Envy, so much more. Whatever type of beer you're looking for, they got a Pilsner that's just called Parrish. It's excellent. If you're looking for beer, look for Parrish Brewing Company. You'll be very glad you did. We're brought to you by Art Hayes, Sotheby's International Realty. If you're thinking of making a move, put the power of Sotheby's International Realty to work for you. As a licensed agent with Sotheby's and a supporter of all things Ole Miss, Art can help you buy or sell in your hometown or anywhere in the world at no charge to you. Seriously. So call and ask Art how. 612-805-5929 or email Art at arthur.hayes@lakesmn.com.
So let's see. Any other questions, comments from that?
No. Austin wants to know if that's a Cradle logo. No, it's the MPW digital logo on your shirt.
Oh, yeah, it is. You got the same shirt on yesterday, actually.
I did.
As I was picking it up, I thought, I wore it yesterday, so it's fine.
Yep.
Got some new gear coming.
Yeah,
working on that right now. I need to send a document over today. Picked out some stuff. Need to get our other cohorts to send me some stuff back a little bit, but we'll get it knocked out in the next couple days.
Yeah.
It's cool. I was trying to think about other freshmen or anything, but not really. One day, again, we'll look on Friday. We'll figure it out. And we'll go from there.
Clutch says TJ Banks update. No, there was no update.
No, he was not. Ole Miss is on the basis of the Memphis police not releasing any information on the other people, they are not releasing any information on the other people as well.
Right.
You can take that however. I don't have question or comment, but that's where where it's sitting.
I don't know enough to comment one way or the other.
I know TJ Banks from a person and a health standpoint, per a family member that got put on the message board, is in pretty good spirits and is looking at, as a human, a recovery or whatnot, and in a way that is pleasing to people around him. That's about as far as I'm willing to go on that.
It's more than fair.
As far as timelines and whatnot, I have absolutely no idea. None. And I really don't. I mean, I hear a lot of things, but I don't know what it looks like. Either way from that point. So it is what it is. When's basketball technically start?
The practices?
Yeah.
I mean, October, but their first game is November 4th.
November 4th.
That's correct.
When do we have any? Did his beard set, or have you heard anything on just like what the timeline is now on this visa thing with him?
They're just hoping to get him here as soon as possible.
And he's maybe one of two guys that has the most changing their trajectory with or without.
I was told by someone very close to the program that for them to be as good as they think they can be, he has to be here and be good. 6'4" guard who can play both spots, can shoot it. Yeah, he's important. But I don't hear anything but optimism regarding him eventually getting here. I think there is some concern that it might take a while.
It's the closest we get to clearinghouse stuff from years ago. That's what's been, whatever you want to call it, to this point for me. It's the closest we get to, hey, the NCAA say anything? Is he in? Is he out? What are we doing? How long does it take? Why is it taking this long?
I was told that Keith and the people in the athletic department have done a very, very good job with it.
To get it
I don't know
moving as fast as possible.
I don't know what all's entailed in that. I literally don't know, but that I was told
people have been pleased with the response and whatever that response means.
Yeah, that the athletic department had met the situation with the urgency that was warranted. But again, I don't know what all that entails. I mean, I don't think Keith flew to like Paris and put a gun to anybody's head or anything like that. But
I saw something this morning, and I'm just rambling here to finish the show. Your home state is getting a huge boost out of the apparently the new Coke product that has the sugar cane in it because of how much sugar cane is produced in Louisiana.
We make a lot of sugar cane.
You do. Yeah. Seeing that go way up. Louisiana growers expect to produce 2.046 million tons.
Hell yeah, that's what we do.
Of sugar cane.
That's what we do. And
that up to 2.0285 and 289 the next year.
Oh, we're just going to start killing it.
That's what I'm saying. Little Dan. Also, apparently, you end up providing a lot of sugar and things from McCormick seasonings, which will increase as well. Reading that here.
Boy, that sounds like an NIL deal for my guys at ULM right there.
Didn't you watch Love Is Blind back in the day?
I did.
Didn't you watch that?
Yeah.
Could be coming to New Orleans for their next casting situation.
I don't know what could possibly go wrong.
Netflix Love Is Blind is casting singles in New Orleans, hinting of potential local season for the hit reality dating show.
I mean, you could potentially get some Cajun dialects that would make it difficult to understand.
Applications are open for singles in New Orleans, Austin, Charleston, St. Louis, and Philadelphia. Previous seasons have been in Atlanta, Chicago, Houston, and Charlotte, and Minneapolis.
I watched Atlanta and Chicago. I've not watched Minneapolis.
The upcoming season is in Denver.
I finally lost my interest in the show, but for a while I was pretty interested in it.
Were you into it because it was a train wreck?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look, for all of our newbies, you don't get it. We used to have the Bachelor updates every Monday or Tuesday back in the day.
Campbell and her friends still watch it all the time. I've told
Bachelor?
them the Bachelor, Bachelorette. Yeah, I've told them they should do a show and we should put it on MPW Digital. I've begged them to.
Oh, I'd be all in.
I've begged them. I've told them. I said I think I could find a sponsor. Go.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, go. And I just can't get them to do it. I'm like, just tape a Zoom call.
I didn't know that show was still pulling numbers.
I think so. I haven't watched it in years. Because when they fired Chris Harrison for nothing, I was like, that's it.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
done. I'm pissed me off.
How many relationships have stuck?
I mean, a few.
They got really lucky because one of those early ones did.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan and Ryan.
Look at you.
I'm right.
Look at you.
I'm right. And then it's been...
Appeared to be a happy couple. Yeah.
Doors says Love is Blind is dope. Okay. I haven't. Somebody said Love Island's the big thing now.
Love Island's a big thing now.
Okay. What channel is that on?
I don't know.
What property?
I think it's a stream. I've not watched it.
Love Island.
Yeah. Love is Blind was pretty fascinating. The whole it was
You mean actually from a personal character standpoint?
1,000%. No, I watched 2 seasons of it. It was
16 hours ago, Love Island stars Jonna Craig and Kenny Rodriguez address breakup.
Oh, it's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to make it work, you know.
They just went there for love.
Well, and then you get celebrity, and now all of a sudden
changes the metrics,
changes everything.
Yeah. IMDb only giving Love Island a 5.3 out of 10. I see here, but they have done 488 episodes. Congratulations to you! Wow.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of episodes. So,
is there an update on The Bachelor?
What do you mean?
Well, you're pulling up shows. They're still taping more shows of The Bachelor?
It's been going 29 seasons. They are currently doing Bachelor in Paradise. Because one day ago, Entertainment Weekly has Bachelor in Paradise romance recap where the couples stand after episode 5. So we are currently IMDb, by the way, giving The Bachelor a great 3.3 out of 10.
It's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough. But sometimes train wreck television's good. Mindless, funny.
Yeah. March 24, 2005 was the last one, I guess, of the actual Bachelor, because it says season 29, episode 9, finale, and after the final rose.
After the final rose.
It's a crucial week in the Dominican Republic as Grant introduces Letia and Juliana to his family.
Mm.
He joins Jesse Palmer in front of a live studio audience to watch his final dates and the emotional conclusion.
I bet it's the most emotional conclusion ever.
Yes.
When Chris Harrison would say, ladies,
dramatic.
He would say, John, ladies, this is the final rose of the evening. If you don't get a rose, please say your goodbyes and leave. John, when you're ready. And John would take a deep breath. And he'd pick up the rose and he'd stare at the rose like he'd never seen a rose before.
And we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Or he'd say, I just can't do it. And they'd go have this emotional talk, and then he'd come back and he'd apologize. And if I could marry you all, I would. I love all of you so much. Are y'all in for a group thing? You're not? Okay. All right. Marissa, it's you. And
here we go.
Emotion. Oh, it's great.
On that note, we will wrap it there. Again, back with you tomorrow. Again, Jeffrey will return next week. He's out of town. Appreciate him as always. And we have another media op again on Friday with more coverage. Plenty of coverage in the meantime, though. I'm going to write when I get home, and we'll go from there. So plenty more. 24/7 Sports, MPW Digital, and we'll talk to you again soon.